Hey guys, Matt Starr here. Hope you're doing great. I wanted to talk to you today about a couple things that kind of go together. One is the idea of being ambitious. If you're not ambitious, I don't know what you are. Maybe sitting on the couch playing video games. I've never been interested in being anything other than ambitious, but that's a word that is usually code for unethical. And that's something that also ties in with another concept, that rich people are dishonest. And so I want to talk about those two things because those are beliefs and really myths that hold people back, and I think it messes with people's heads on a societal level and then also within their own family. First on the subject of being ambitious, I don't want to get too deep on this. I think a lot of it ties into religion and the way that that's used to manipulate people into servitude. But to talk about the Catholic religion, which a lot of this stuff about being humble and being modest and having modest means, where that stuff has come from. If you really read the Bible, there's a lot of talk about abundance and having more. Your silos will overflow with food and with grain and all this stuff. So to cut to the kind of the short part of it is, we have a belief that if we are successful and if we are ambitious, that people won't like us or people will not trust us. That's true. People who are unsuccessful and unhappy will not like you if you are successful and happy, and if you are unsuccessful and unhappy but trying to better yourself, they won't like that either. So you're right in that respect to think that people won't like you for being ambitious and having a bigger vision and really pursuing it. But again, those are people that are not having a quality experience here on this earth. And it doesn't mean they're bad people because we've all been in that place at different points in our lives to varying degrees. But some people live there and they have no interest in getting out. And so the people who will like you and will accept you are the people who are successful and the people who are also interested in bettering themselves. And that's something that I love about living in Los Angeles. This is a city full of everyone from every city in America and all around the world who said, you know what, I want something and it's not here. I can't, I want to be a movie star and I can't make it happen in Boise, Idaho, or I want to, be a successful film writer and, I can't do it living in, wherever, somewhere else, right? They felt they needed to be here. And so you're surrounded by people who are pursuing and living their dreams, and it's a really amazing energy, and I love it. And there's a constant turnover of people where people come out here and they try and they crash and burn. They just can't handle it. Either they realize that they're not really cut out to live like this, to really be in pursuit of their dreams, or it's just too much, Or for me, I came out here once when I was 21 for a year, and I didn't like it at all. And I was in a much different headspace than I am now. So then almost, 15 later or whatever, or 10 years later, I came out again, and it was right. So, you know, if you look around at the 3 closest people in your life, and you look at where they are financially and where they are professionally, and as far as like happiness with their lives and their career, that tends to be where you are, you know. And so that's why you want to reach out and elevate your network, and elevate your thinking, and to get around people who are further along than you are, because you learn from them. So, you know, on the subject of being ambitious, again, there's a lot of stuff in society and also in families, you know, but you have to be honest with yourself. And this is, you know, when I was younger, I was purposely trying to give the middle finger to everybody and do what I wanted to do, and I would do the opposite of what you wanted me to do. And some of that was righteous, and I still feel that way, but a lot of it was, I'm not going to go the speed limit, I'm not going to pay my parking tickets, I'm going to steal shit, like I'm just going to do whatever I want to do because screw you. And so as I've gotten older, some of those things don't serve me, right? Having my license suspended 3 times as a kid growing up on the East Coast in 3 different states, one of them that I was only in for like 20 minutes, you know, that just creates problems, you know. So those kinds of things I have changed, but really following my heart and doing what I want, that has not changed. And so again, it can be a fight when you're younger, because your parents may not understand you, or you may be in a city or surrounded by people that don't get what you're doing or what you're feeling, and you might not even fully realize what you're feeling and what's going on. So, you know, it can be a really combative time, but you're only here for such a short time, and it just doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or says. And I don't say that from a perspective of F you. I used to, you know. And when I see kids that have that fire, I'm like, good for you, man. You know, because you need that to get you through. But where I'm at now, it's just, I really can't be wasting a single second thinking about somebody who doesn't like me, or doesn't support me, or who doesn't agree with what I'm doing, or how I'm doing it, or what I'm saying. I got way too much stuff to do to focus on that. And that's been a great thing about having a family, is, you know, having a wife and kids. I really don't have time to engage in high school drama. You know, and I never have. But to even give 1 second to it in my heart or in my mind to just suck my energy or my passion for what I'm doing and what's in front of me and all that I want to accomplish, I just can't afford to do that. And neither can you, neither can anybody. You know, neither can anybody. But some people are just immersed in that, and it's not helpful. So, you know, being ambitious means just having a goal and going after it. So, cool. Being a lying, cheating, dishonorable scumbag who's not trustworthy and who will try and sleep with your wife and steal all your money, that's not good. But that has nothing to do with being ambitious. That just has to do with poor character. And there's rich people that act that way, and there's poor people that act that way. That's not an exclusive thing to any one specific financial tier. So let's just dispel that one. And the other part is that, you know, rich people can't be trusted, or they're dishonest. This has been going on for centuries. This is something that, and again, I don't want to get into too much history with you guys, but this is something that Jewish people have faced over centuries. Because of religious persecution, they were pushed out of normal ways of making money. So a lot of times they were relegated to finance, and the Catholic religion, to make money off of money, was not considered to be something that was acceptable. So meaning, if I lend you money and then I charge you interest, that was not okay to do. But people needed money, and because the Jews had been pushed out of a lot of regular ways of making a living, they got into finance. And so they would borrow money from, the Jews would lend to other people. And so they got good at it, because the more you do something, the better you get at it. And then over time, and it still persists. Why are you so good with money? Well, because I've been doing it for thousands of years, that's why. You know, anything you do for thousands of years, you get better at it. You know, the Italians, they make good wine, they make good pasta, you know what I mean? You go to different areas of the world where they do something that they've been doing forever. They just do it better, you know? So, and I don't know what that is. It's a jealousy. I don't want to get into all of that, but it still exists here in America without the religious component. Just, you're rich. How did that guy get so rich? You know, oh, he drove in with his Mercedes and his new shoes. I'm thinking, damn, awesome, dude. That's great. What do you do for a living? You know, I'm impressed by that. And I'm not impressed by that beyond everything else. So if the person's a lousy person, I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not going to see that. But I want to learn from success. I have my own morals. I'm not concerned with that. I want to know about success. How does success happen? What are the successful traits? How can we learn? And so if you have in your mind that rich people and successful people are liars and scumbags, well then subconsciously you will never, ever, ever let yourself become one of those dishonest people. Why would you? That's your survival mechanism, right? So if you have an idea like that, and a lot of us do, you're never, ever going to be successful. You won't be able to live with it because of what you think those people are. Right? And if you do get it by chance, you're going to get rid of it as fast as possible. So, I'm encouraging everybody to take a look at that. Take a look at what are your fears around success, and do you feel like you would be supported by your friends and your family if you suddenly were successful? Or do you feel like you would be judged and held in suspicion? And also take a look at your feelings and thoughts about wealthy people. You know, because you say wealthy people, you know, is your first thought Bernie Madoff? You know, because that's just one guy, you know, in one sector. But do you know any wealthy people? And if you don't, well, there's your answer. And try and find some. Try and find some and connect with them and get to know them so you can make it real. And I think you'll have a much different experience. But either way, I would encourage you to look at those beliefs that you have, because they're going to be huge roadblocks and make success impossible. And it's such a sneaky way that it happens, but the self-sabotage is really evident to someone from the outside. And you just want to correct those beliefs inside and get straight with it. And I think too, to really have a debt of gratitude, I mean, are you one of these people that hates Bank of America? You know, like out here we have Bank of America. I think you have it around most of the country. You know, there was a time when I used to be mad at Bank of America because I was overdrawn on my account, and so everything I bought a pack of gum for $1.30, I get a $33 overdraft charge, and so I was mad at them for that. Although it was me, you know, I was the one to blame. And on a bigger scale, the fact that I can walk around with a piece of plastic and pay for anything anywhere in the world, how much would it cost me to set that up? I wouldn't even know how to set that up. Well, Bank of America helps provide that for me. And I'm not lobbying for Bank of America. But, you know, think of the service that is provided by that bank. And I'm mad about the overdraft fee, which is my fault anyway. So I realized I had a real problem with institutions and corporations. And I'm not going to get into all that, but that was a block to me being more successful. Because, wow, you know what? My wish for all you guys is, whatever's in your heart, that you're able to get a plan together and have the guts to go after it, and you are so successful that it not only turns into a company, but it turns into a corporation, and it employs thousands of people all around the world, helping thousands, tens of thousands of families, hundreds of thousands of families have a bigger, better life. That your idea is so amazing and is executed so well that it grows to be a corporation. That's what I want from all of you guys, that we should all be that successful. We should all be that successful. But if you think corporations are lying, cheating snakes, no, that's going to limit that option. So if you want to talk more about this, I'd love to do that. I'd love to help you realize your dreams. You can go to mattstarmusic.com and click on the career consultation tab, or you can message me directly on Facebook and we can set something up. And I hope this has been helpful, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day.